Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of training videos for 2024, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 13. Now, number one, I want to say congratulations to all those in FCS, Division II, and Division III that were selected to work in the postseason. That's a huge honor and a big responsibility, so let's give it our all. And for FBS, hard to believe this is our last regular season weekend, but we have to deliver this weekend. We know we have a lot of rivalry games out there, so we're going to have to be great dead ball officials. Be a presence with players, separate them, communicate with them. Let's do a good job of keeping our games under control. That's going to be so important. And what will deliver that is great communications. We have to use our winning words with players, with coaches, and within our crew, and even with our replay officials. Find your winning words, help situations be better, calm them down, and let's get the game going. So with that, happy Thanksgiving to you, and best of luck this week, and let's get on into our video from last week. Our first play this week, the offense is down by 6 points with 52 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. It's 1st and 10, and they have one timeout remaining. Now they're going to complete a short pass to the back. He tries to get out of bounds. We get a good call by our line judge. The player was clearly down inbounds, and then the offense is going to call their last timeout. But we also have a defender injured on the play and an offensive player injured on the play as well. And since we also stopped the clock for the injury timeout, we offer the offense, their coach, the opportunity to have their timeout back, and this is appropriate. And because it was an injury to both teams, there's no 10-second runoff here, and the clock will start on the ready for play if the offense does take their timeout back. They did. The crew handled this very well. Good job. Play 2, we're late in the half. The offense snaps with 4 seconds remaining on the clock. They complete a pass to number 3. He gets down to about the 21-yard line where he's tackled, and time expires. But in the action after the play, our line judge throws the flag for an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. Then as teams are headed to the locker room, our referee throws a flag, and then we're going to get a third flag down. All of these flags are going to be on the offensive team for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, we know that since these fouls are after the end of the half, all by the same team, all 3 penalties will be administered on the second half kickoff. And the team committing the fouls is going to kick off in the second half. So as we administer the penalties, the first is enforced. It takes the ball from the normal kickoff position at the 35 back to the 20. Then the second is enforced half the distance from the 20 to the 10. The third enforced half the distance from the 10 to the 5, which is where we're going to kick off. This is very unusual to kick off from the 5. But had there been a fourth unsportsmanlike conduct foul here, we would have invoked one of the least known rules in our game. And that rule states that no penalty may extend the team's restraining line behind its 5-yard line on a free kick. So if we'd have had that fourth, we know that the penalty would now be enforced, this fourth penalty, from the next succeeding spot after the kickoff. Play 3, the quarterback, he drops back to pass. He's going to spin out to avoid pressure. He's stumbling forward, and he throws the ball downfield a couple of yards. The ball's going to roll near the boundary, but the ruling on the field is going to be an incomplete pass. Now, the crew comes together to quickly discuss, and then we're going to get a marker down from our referee and an excellent announcement.
Intentionally grounding. Offense, number 18. The ball will be placed at the spot of the infraction. Loss of down. 3rd down.
As we go back and look at the replay, there's a receiver kind of in the direction, but he's 10-plus yards from the quarterback, and this is clearly grounding. And also, let's remember, our new guidance listed in our officiating standards under other passing situations, it states that up to 5 yards between where the pass lands inbounds and the nearest eligible receiver may be used for determining in the area during short passes or when the receiver is relatively stationary on the field. So clearly, even without the standards, I think we'd all agree this is grounding. But with the new guidance in our standards, this is clearly a correct call by the crew. Play 4, the offense is snapping just outside the red zone. The quarterback drops back, he throws down the near side boundary, and the ball is going to fall incomplete. And then we see the side judge throws a flag for defensive pass interference. Now, the defender maybe didn't like the call, but as we go back and take a look at the ISO replay, we see that there is contact, and from the ground level view, we can see that defender number 4, the right hand is pinning down the left hand of the receiver, and the receiver tries to attempt a one-hand catch with his right hand, but this is clearly a foul as the defender is grabbing and restricting the receiver's arm, and that impedes his opportunity to catch the pass. Excellent call by the side judge here. Play 5, the offense is punting from their own 40. The kicker, he hits a boomer. The receiver is retreating. He catches the ball at about the 3 and is tackled by the kicking team back in the end zone, and they want a safety. Now, this is a great job by our back judge. He gets his beanbag out to mark the spot where receiver number 13 made the catch. And we know that if the player catches or recovers the kick inside the 5 and their original momentum carries them back into the end zone and the ball remains in the end zone, and it's tight here, but the ball does remain in the end zone, and it's declared dead in the end zone, it's not a safety, but the ball belongs to the receiving team at the spot where the player gained possession. We put the ball back at the 3. That's where the back judge's beanbag is located, and that's the right spot. Good job here. Play 6, the quarterback, he drops back. He's going to throw downfield. There's a big hit by number 1 of the defense, and the receiver somehow he holds on to the ball. Now, the offense wanted a targeting call here, but as we go back and take a look at the replay, we see that the receiver, number 9, he is defenseless, and there is forcible contact to the head or neck area. But as we look at the action by the defender, there's no indicator of targeting. In fact, we can see from the end zone, there's no launch, the defender's head is up, and really the defender is playing the ball. So even though there is forcible contact here, this is not targeting because there's no attack, no indicator by the defender. It's a big hit, but clearly not targeting. Play 7, the offense has 3rd and 1. The defense is in tight, and the runner, he breaks through the line, and he's going to run unopposed into the end zone. Now, after the touchdown, the runner goes through the end zone, outside the limit lines, and begins to interact with fans there, and then he's going to stop to autograph a football. Autographing a football like this is over the line, and we get a marker down from our back judge for unsportsmanlike conduct. This is a correct call, and through the offseason with the coordinators and the rules committee, we will have discussions and really work hard to make clear what is over the line for an unsportsmanlike conduct foul. But good judgment here by our back judge to get the marker down. Well done. Our last play this week, the offense is up by 5 points. They've got 4th down with 7 seconds to play in the game, and they really just want to run the clock out on this play. And we see the quarterback, he takes the snap, he moves back, he moves out to the right, and he's going to throw the ball deep. Now the clock, it runs down to 0, and the offense begins to celebrate. The fans begin to rush the field. And the referee, he's trying to hold up play, making an announcement really to no avail to allow replay to confirm that the clock is out. Because we know that if there's time left, and because it was 4th down, the defense would get a play. Now, we know that the clock should continue to run until the pass hits something, someone, or the ground. Now, we see the referee, he's at the replay monitor, and TV gives us a great synced up view where we can see the superimposed clock and the ball. It crosses the boundary, maybe at about 2 seconds, but that's inconsequential. And we see it lands in the stands with clearly 1 second remaining on the clock. So the crew must reset the clock, and we're going to wait for game management to clear the field and get us a safe playing environment so we can play the last play. Now, I will say we've received a lot of questions. Should this be a penalty on the fans for rushing the field, a delay of game, or unsportsmanlike conduct? But by rule, we know that fans are not subject to the rules, and this crew correctly deferred to game management to restore order and allow the game to be resumed. Now, this is going to be an issue that will be discussed by the Rules Committee in the offseason, but good job by the crew here. Well, that's it for our plays this week. Let's learn from these together as a crew. That's so important. We want quality fouls as we enter our last weekend of the season. Make it be there. Make it be a quality foul before we get our marker out. Great communications is so important with everybody this week. Make sure we display our integrity, courage, and poise. And above all things, keep hustling. Best of luck to all, and happy Thanksgiving.